We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and Ellen in the Little Nightmare Network, and I'm back at you with another deck profile. So, you see what's sitting on the top. So you notice an H.O.A. Morganite build, but you don't know what deck this actually is. It is a thick boy. It is actually 60 cards. Ironically enough, I think it's actually 61 because I realized I was missing the field spell for the deck when I built the deck. So, going through it, I'll tell you what you can cut to get it back down to 60. But anyways, let's let's how do I want to put this? I can't even. This isn't even an intro. This is just me not being able to think because it's like 2 something in the morning. I lied. It's 3:45. But I just go straight into it. For the Morganite side of the deck, 2 Morgana, 1 Christia, 1 Vanity's Fiend. No ruler. I actually don't play ruler in any build. You guys have, if you've seen my builds of Morganite, I wasn't playing Vanity's Ruler. I was playing Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend, and that was really it with the 2 Christias. The 2 Foolish Burial Goods, the 2 Guilt Grippings, the 3 Succumbing Songs, and the 1-time Terry. In this particular deck, I could justify putting this to 2 and cutting one Succumbing Song. But that's it for the Morganite H.O.A. side of the deck, besides the Solemns, which come later on. Now, my thought process by this deck is I didn't want to run hand traps in the main. So, obviously that means easy choice was playing Morganite. And if I could prevent my opponent from special summoning while I am playing this deck, you're about to see the rest of this deck is probably as cut and dry as you could probably get it. So, actually, no, I lied. It's not as cut and dry because there's a couple of cards in here. My ratios are off simply because I've never played this deck before. For the True Draco side of the deck, it's 2 Dynamite Knight, 1 Drelth, 2 Ignis Heat, 1 Majesty Maiden, and 1 Masterpiece. I'm not going to sit here in 2025 and explain what the True Draco cards do at this point. They gain effects when my opponent activates card effects. So everybody except for Masterpiece. Masterpiece he becomes unaffected by what you use to tribute to summon him. And to add to that, I can once per turn quick effect banish a continuous spell or trap from my grave, pop a card on the field. Drelth just makes it to where your opponent has to target this card with card effects. That's the only reason why he's in the deck. Like I said, I don't particularly know the ratios for this deck simply because this is literally the first time I've ever played True Draco. I actually want full hatred of this deck. When this was prevalent in the meta in 2017, I was playing zombies. I was also playing Gravekeepers. So you can understand the amount of wars that I was having playing this deck back then. Playing against this deck. To continue with the 2 Draco spells, 2 Disciples, 1 Diagram, along with the Terraforming. 3 Heritage, 1 Apocalypse, and 2 Return. Again, I don't have my ratios down yet. So, bear with me. You know, because I play the Morganite stuff, you kind of figure that the 2 Messenger apiece, the 2 lose 1 turns, and the Soul Drain are still in the deck. The honest truth is, if I'm going to knock this down under 60, and I mean right now, like I said, it's technically 61, I probably cut one of the next cards coming up. Three Book in the main, 1 card of Demise, which it's out of order, so 1 Call by, 1 card of Demise, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and then the pots. Lord Jesus, the pots. So, out of all of these, just this right here, I'm not gonna lie to you, if I didn't want to play the extra deck, and I wanted to play things like Summon Limit and play a different suite of field spells on top of what I'm currently playing, I'd probably take out the extras and the Prosby. Well, I'd probably take out the extras. Realistically, I would take out the extras. Like, though my extra deck does not matter, I take the extras out, and probably, if I took out the extras in the pot, I would probably add the Summon Limit, and then add, ironically enough, I'd probably add Zombie World. Because once I get my stuff on board, once I land the True Draco stuff on the board, in all truth, locking my opponent out of being able to play field spells, especially Yummy. Actually, Zombie World screws Yummy. Simply because you don't have Light Beast on the field, so, you know. There's that. But yeah, that would probably be the card. I would probably cut the Prosby and the 2 extras. And then for the traps, so I'll tell you right now, these 12 right here are legitimately nothing but Solemns and a specific other card that was in the side deck for a different deck. 3 Destructive Daruma Karma Cannons. So if the book don't work, then we hit them with that. So 3 Iron Thunder, and then on another justification tip, if you wanted to cut this down, you could realistically cut down. You could cut one of the warnings, and if you wanted to, you could truthfully cut one of each. So that'd cut out 4 cards. That'd put you down to 57. If you cut the pot the pots minus the dualities, because the dualities are kind of necessary are actually a lot more necessary for this deck than anything else. If you cut the extras and that'll put you down to 54. And then at that point, it's really just your own choices. If you want to take the destructive durable karma cannons, put them in the side, then you're down to 51. I wouldn't take out the books because the books in the main actually kind of come in handy. So it's either you keep the books in and put the Darumas in the side, or you put the Darumas in the main and you put the books in the side, which would put you down to 51. If you take them both out, it's 48. Again, the True Draco side, I again don't know ratios. Never played True Draco a day in my life. I built this because I acquired the True Draco side from my boy Pedro. Shout out to my boy Pedro. I might see you on Sunday for a brief minute. I am not playing in tournament Sunday. I have some things I have to take care of at home. I'm going to be honest with you. Jury's out. I've only really play tested this deck for about 45 minutes with my boy Nick, who mixed that fire. So, combo, look, it's Morganite, it's True Draco. To be perfectly honest with you, Droll absolutely rolls this deck. Ash kind of hurts. Ogre actually fucks the True Draco side up. It fucks it up royally. The extra deck does not matter. You don't summon a single solitary thing from the extra deck in this deck. Otherwise, you'd be taken out to lose 1 turns. And that's another thing you could take out. If you wanted to take out the lose 1 turns and put something else in, like skill drain, rivalry, there could be only 1. Those are all justifiable options in this deck. In fact, those are probably the realistic options in this deck. Y'all know I build shit to fit my playstyle. That's why I play the messenger piece. The side deck, I don't actually have a full-fledged side deck for this, but I can tell you right now, Prohibition and Spellbound are in my side deck. And then, if I decide to actually take out the Morganite side of the deck, which is kind of the heart and soul of this of a good portion of this deck, like if I were to take out, how many cards is this engine right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 cards. If I take all 12 cards and sided those 12 out, and then sided out like a warning, a judgment, and a strike, then the rest of my side deck is all hand traps. Honest truth. You'd have Ash, Bell, Droll, Crow, Imperm. And some ratio between those. It'd be a couple of each of those. I might not even do the Crow. Not the Crow, but the Drolls. I might not do the Ash. It may just be Droll, a combination of 9 cards between Droll, Crow, Bell, and Imperm. No Charmies. I actually don't own any more Charmies right now. From the Regenesis deck, I got rid of my Fualoses. So, there's that. But anyways, folks, that's it for this profile. Again, I know bad skeleton. I'll be 100% honest. I built this just to build it. I built this because I wanted to try to play True Draco for the first time in my life. And I thought, what better thing to pair with it than Morganite? I'm not activating any monsters' effects in the hand or in the grave. It's kind of hard to... It's not hard for me to justify playing this deck even now, even though this deck is fairly slow. It's too reliant on the normal, on certain aspects. It's very reliant on the Morganite side. I'll be honest with you. And I don't even mean Christia and the Vanity Fiend. I mean the Morganite spells. It is very reliant on me resolving primarily guilt gripping and time tearing. That's why I said I could justify playing a second time tearing and cutting one succumbing song, which is something I may actually do in the future. But trimming this deck down from 61 down, like I said, I would probably cut the extras and the Prosby. If I wanted to get rid of the lose one turns and not play the lose one turns at all, I just ditch the lose one turns. I'd probably still keep the messenger piece because I can just use it as tribute fodder for Masterpiece. I'm not ditching the Morganite engine. I kind of like playing Morganite a little bit too much. It's why, even though I said in the last deck profile with Sam, I was going to play his Yummy Mitsurugi striker pile, I was not comfortable with only playing the deck for 2 hours to try to play that in a tournament. So I just went back to Morganite. I went 2-4. I had fun. I had one person say they had the duel of their lives playing against me because my theme stands to this day. I play stuff that is difficult for you to force you to think. If you're just autopiloting your plays, are you really thinking? Write that down. And then I got called the biggest dickhead in the universe, which is also quite true. I'm probably one of the biggest dickheads in the universe when it comes to playing this game. But yeah, no, I only play this game because I enjoy playing the game. I don't take playing competitively seriously. It's just fun. That's it, and that's really all. If you ain't enjoying the game that you're playing, get the fuck out of it. Yeah, I get the money aspect of it, but I've been playing this game for fun since, 98, 99? Unlike most people, I'm in my 40s. Most people that I play against are younger than me. Anywhere between 5 and sometimes 20 years younger than me. So, there's kids that I play that play at my locals that are literally 10 years younger than the game. So, and I don't even mean in the OCG, I mean in the TCG. There's kids that are playing at our locals, which I enjoy because I actually do help try to teach them how to play the game. That are legitimately 12 and 13 years old. But anyways, folks, this is your boy Jakari from Twisted Nightmare Gaming and Ellen in the Little Nightmare Network. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for all future notifications. Catch you guys later.